And welcome back to the A-Twist podcast here with Alex.
And I'm Axel.
And you may have seen our last episode, we had the chimpanzee guest put a pretty big hole in our pockets, I'm going to be honest with you. And this episode, last episode, was actually picked up by Joe Rogan. He tweeted about us saying, this might be the next big podcast. It's very exciting news for us, obviously. Joe Rogan has been our idol since we started this.
Exactly. Getting noticed by him does mean the world to us. So.
Hey, thank you, Joe Rogan. We'd like to have you as a guest sometime.
So, I say we bring back the classic question. How many chimps does it take to beat an army of humans? And I'm talking big army of humans.
Big army, are we talking?
I'm talking El Salvador.
We're talking El Salvador army, trained professionals.
About like El Salvador army probably got like 30,000 troops.
30,000 troops, just trained or just like El Salvadorian farmers? Because I think a chimpanzee, it can only take one bullet and they can't shoot back. You know?
What the fuck are you doing, bro?
And they can't even shoot back. I mean, think about it.
Let me confidence.
It would really take until the army runs out of bullets until the chimpanzees can even have a den. 30,000 men, if they each have 2 magazines with a magazine in their gun, assuming they miss about 20% of their bullets, they have 60 bullets, miss 20%. It's going to be about 50 bullets each. They can each take about 50 chimpanzees. Then once they run out, they can probably take like 0.5 of them in a fight. So 30,000 men, they can each take 50. 30,000 times 50, we're going to get 150,000. So I think it's going to take 160,000 chimpanzees to take an army of 30,000 El Salvadorian men.
But El Salvador ain't trained like the U.S. or China. They're not a good army, okay?
They are not a good army.
About any country in the world.
If all the chimpanzees are in a group.
El Salvador is one of the weakest armies. Yes, we're just in El Salvador.
Wish we could turn back time.
No, get out of here. Get out of here.
Hey,
This is a heated debate. All right. No, but think about
We can't
this.
pay you to get on the
Think about this, Axel.
bro.
If all the chimpanzees are in a group charging the El Salvadorians, I'm already assuming they miss 20% of their shots. That's a lot if they're in a group. No amount of bad aim can make you miss if they're all in a giant group 20% of the time. This is very generous.
I definitely agree with that, Alex. Hold on. What you're not understanding is, even the bullets that do hit, what's making them guaranteed to be a lethal shot. That's what you're not understanding.
The fact that a chimpanzee, they're maybe like 3'5", 3'10", right? I
chimp
mean,
is bigger.
they don't have much fat on their body. They're very lean. Maybe you hit them in the arm, it's not going to be deadly, but anything in the head or chest, they're going to be dead. Anything in the legs, they can't even move, so they're not going to be able to defeat and take anyone down, you know?
Okay, but technician,
Yep.
why is this guy filming us?
Oh, well, I hired a new cameraman, so
How much are you paying him?
We don't have enough money for
he's
this.
for free.
Here for free? Oh, he's an intern? All right.
Yeah,
What's up, new intern? All right, but what you're not understanding is that we're saying how many does it take to defeat them. If they get hit in the legs or the arm, they still have to be able to take someone down. A chimpanzee with a shot and a bullet in the arm isn't going to be able to kill someone.
How did you do it? Okay, but like 160,000 chimps. Come on, against 30,000 men. That's like a 7-to-1 ratio, man.
70 to 1. I did the math earlier in front of you. No, but imagine this. Imagine they have a tactical knife in their little leg thing, right? The chimpanzees are running at them. They jump up to their face. Boom, 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 boom.
So you're saying one gunned man could take on 7 chimps? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yes, he could. The chimpanzees are running at
Take
him.
on 70 chimps.
I mean, think about it this way. The way I'm imagining this, we have 30.
70 chimps rushing somebody.
This is what I'm
One
imagining
gun
right
man.
now. This is what I'm imagining right now.
El Salvadorian gun man.
This is the best scenario.
Maybe if it was a
This is the
Chinese-
best case scenario I'm imagining. There's a hill with 30,000 El Salvadorian men with 3 magazines of firearms, and then 170,000 chimpanzees up here trying to run up the hill and get them. He's just unloading his magazine down the hill at the chimps. He's gonna just shoot until he's out of bullets, and then
Yeah,
one or
but
two chimpanzees
once he's
maybe
running
get
out
him.
of bullets, I mean, what do you do after that? You get another mag, that's gonna take him at least 5 seconds to get the mag in, reload it back.
That's why he's got 29,999 other men standing next to him.
But it's only one man. It's a 1-to-70 ratio.
Think about it this way. Imagine If you had,
160.
imagine if you had an airsoft
No,
gun.
shut up. This is the hill, right?
Yes.
160,000 men. Not men. Chimps. Running up. Bum rushing this team. And only 30,000 men on this. Some of them aren't even gunned.
They're all guns. We disclosed that earlier.
Alright, they're all gunned, okay? The chimps are destroying all of them at one time. I mean, I don't even think that battle's close.
What do you think the number is?
What do you think?
What do you think the number of chimps is?
I'd say 90,000 to 30,000 men. I think that's a defeatable army by the chimps right there. I'm not gonna lie.
90,000 chimps versus 30,000 men? You think a man with an automatic rifle and 3 magazines could only kill 3 chimpanzees?
Yes.
You do. It's a hot take right there. That's a hot
That's
take.
a hot take. Chimps are fast. They're not human. They're not like humans. Okay. They are fast. They're humans on steroids. Past steroids. They're past steroids. Okay. Okay. How about this? How much silverback gorillas do you think are taking a human army? An El Salvador 30,000 gunman army.
One. Have you seen silverback gorillas? Those guys are like 6'10". There's like 15 times more testosterone than the average man. I mean, it would take more than one bullet in a like the chimpanzee, 1 bullet to the chest, they're dead, right? They're little. A gorilla, 1 bullet to the chest, they're still moving. So I'm gonna say 30,000 El Salvadorian men. It would take like.
I'd say it'd take about.
I'd say it'd take like 30,000 gorillas, silverback gorillas.
I'd say. I mean, depends. What's the battlefield looking like?
I think if it's the same setup with the hill and all the gorillas are at the bottom of the hill,
What if it's a huge battlefield?
if it's a huge field,
I'd say.
I'd honestly say 25,000.
I'd say 800.
800, that's a hot take.
I'd say 800.
That is a hot take.
Silverback gorillas? That's like Shaquille O'Neal. That's like the same size as Shaquille O'Neal, except they have 17 times the strength. I mean, they'll pick up a human and throw him across the fucking way, bro.
That's true. That is true.
Let's just be honest here.
800 might be a little low, but it wouldn't take that many silverback gorillas. But now imagine this. How many cavemen, unarmed, does it take to take down one trained boxer from the modern day on steroids?
Modern day boxer on gear.
Yeah, on gear. Like prime Mike Tyson, how many cavemen does it take to bring him down?
I'd say about 10.
10?
15.
10, 15, that's a good guess. That's what I was thinking. You gotta think.
It's a lot.
You got anything past 15?
Male cavemen back in the day, they would only go to like 5'2". And I mean, they're not very smart. They couldn't talk. You think they're going to be able to have communication? They're going to be able to communicate to each other and have teamwork against Mike Tyson? I mean, imagine you run up to this guy, the biggest guy you've ever seen. He throws one punch, your guy's head spins around in a full circle and he fucking dies. They're all going to be like, run, 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 run. They're going to run away.
Is this the funniest analogy on the A-Twitch podcast? He fucking died. Okay. But like, you gotta think about this. Who's winning a fight, okay? This is the debate of the century, okay?
Okay.
Ivan Drago versus Mike Tyson. Okay?
Ivan Drago's not real.
Okay, if Ivan Drago was real, the way the Russians interpreted him in the movie, who's winning? Ivan Drago, Mike Tyson. Count the Rocky Balboa fight. 'Cause you know, if they actually fought in real life and that was a real fight,
look at this.
Ivan Drago wins all day.
Look at this. So we have when he fought Apollo Creed, he killed him in the ring.
Killed him in the ring from one punch.
Apollo Creed, if my calculations are right, was almost the same size as Mike Tyson. He was just washed because he was a little bit old. Now, prime Mike Tyson would have been a lot better, but not that much better than Apollo Creed. Ivan Drago killed Apollo Creed. I mean, the guy was like 6'11", wasn't he?
No.
He was 6'6", absolutely huge, on roids. He was made in a lab by the Russians.
Yeah, literally made in a lab by the Russians.
Mike Tyson lost to Jake Paul. I mean, we can't forget that.
Yo, you're a dick. Yo, 57-year-old, nothing past the age of 40 should be counted on a boxer's record.
Okay. We take Ivan Drago and Mike Tyson might have to be a close match. Mike Tyson did lose. You have to remember that. Rocky did lose sometimes as well.
Rocky did lose
and
sometimes.
he beat Ivan Drago. So
Okay, but
Mike Tyson might have been able
like,
to.
we had to take this into consideration. If they were both real in this is a real setting, and this actually did happen in 1990, everybody knows Ivan Drago would have won that fight. It wouldn't be close. He weighed more. He was bigger. He was
was a lot
6'6".
bigger.
He fucking weighed 6 times more than I mean, there's no universe where Ivan Drago loses that fight. Let's be
That's
honest.
true. That is true.
There is no universe where Ivan Drago loses that fight.
All right, I think that's gonna wrap up. We got to go here soon. That's gonna wrap up the first aired episode after the recognition by Joe Rogan.
A twist.
A twist out.